On this episode of The Whiskey Tornado, we review Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery 6. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Whiskey Tornado. I'm your host, Lance. Today, I am excited to bring this review to you. It's the anticipated Bardstown Bourbon Company's Discovery 6 Bourbon. I've got it right here. We are going to get a pour, and while I do that, I will quickly explain our scoring system to you guys. We have 7 categories. We rank 0 to 1. 0.5 being average. The first 2 categories are handicap. Those 2 categories are appearance and availability. Then we rank the nose, palate, body, finish, and value. At the end, we add all those scores up. Any score of 3 or better is bar worthy. Any score of 4 or better is bunker worthy, meaning you should probably buy a couple extra in case you can no longer find the bourbon you love. All right, guys, before we get into the nosing and tasting, we got to do one thing here. I know this is the big question on everybody's mind. Did Bardstown Bourbon Company go back to the amazing corks? Let me just pull this off so you guys can hear this. They did not. It is still the cheap cork. I don't know why this bothers me as much as it does. That's the synthetic cork. Luckily, I saved a bottle of Discovery 3. So we have the authentic cork. It's nice and heavy. This thing you can knock someone out with. So we're just gonna replace it. I just love it squeaks, just sounds better, it feels better. Don't know why they replaced the corks, but Bardstown, if you ever watch this, go back, replace these corks with the old ones from Discovery 3. They're so much better. I'm just gonna keep that in there because it snaps better, it feels better, it sounds better, just a better overall experience. All right, so our first handicap category is appearance. And I love this bottle. It's clean, it's modern, it's got nice etching on the back of a corn stalk. Very transparent, tells you everything you need to know about what's in this bourbon. I'm gonna give it I'd give it a 0.8. We're gonna dock it just a tad because of the cork. I'm sorry, I gotta do it. We're giving it a 0.7 on appearance. All right, moving on to availability. It's not bad. First, being such a fantastic bottle, you can find these. It's not like you can't go in the store at any time and find these. They're definitely at the distillery. When they become available, they aren't swept off the shelves quite as bad as some of your BTAC collection and stuff. So it is a little easier to find, but still less than average. We're gonna give it a 0.4 on availability. All right, before we get into the nose, I will tell you guys what is in Discovery 6. This is a 68% Kentucky, 11-year Kentucky bourbon. That is 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. So, I'm not sure if that's wild turkey or not. But when we were on the tour last weekend at Bardstown Distillery, they did tell us there was some wild turkey in the Fusion series. So, roundabout they told us. They weren't really supposed to tell us, but they pretty much told us wild turkey was in it. I'm not sure about the Discovery 6 though. It's also 16% Tennessee, 17-year Tennessee. So we can guess that that's George Dickel. A lot of people don't like George Dickel. A lot of people had a problem with the Discovery 5 series tasting too much like George Dickel. So I will address whether I find George Dickel in this or not. And I'm just very sensitive, for those of you that are new to our videos, I'm very sensitive to that George Dickel note, and I'm not always crazy about it. And then the last thing, the big thing, 16%, 7-year of that Indiana or MGP, which we love. The Discovery 3 had some MGP juice in it, and I absolutely loved it. Probably my favorite Discovery series. So Discovery 4 and 3 are close, but I give the edge to 3. A lot of people give the edge to 4. So we're going to see how 6 stacks up with this blend. All right, guys, that's the color. We're going to nose this here, see what notes we get. Oh, man, this nose is fantastic, guys. Very excited about this. The first note I think I got was like a dusty strawberry bubblegum. There's caramel, sweet oak, not drying tannic oak, but that like sweet oak that I love, but just a little bit of it. Lots of red fruits in this. And actually, you know what's funny is a note that kind of tips me off to George Dickel is Smarties. If I smell those, like, I don't know if there's a difference in Smartie colors, but to me there is. Those red Smarties, this kind of smells like those red Smarties. And I've already had this, guys, so I'm just going to tell you right out of the gate, I do not pick up any of those Dickel minerality that I just cannot stand. But on the nose, you do get those Smartie notes that I pick up in a lot of George Dickel, so that's very interesting. A little bit of leather, a little bit of tobacco in there on the nose. Excellent nose, fantastic nose, way better than average. This is living up to what I expect from Discovery series. So we're going to give the nose a 0.8. All right, guys, moving on to the palate. Cheers, everybody. So good. Yeah, really good. Got some of that sweet oak there. Lots of red fruit notes. Those Smartie notes that I was picking up on the nose are definitely on the palate, but not the George Dickel minerality. So we know there's 17-year George Dickel in this. And a lot of times that higher age George Dickel, I think, is a lot better than the younger. So that 11, 13-year stuff, the mineral notes are really high. In that 17-year stuff, the more aged stuff, I get a lot less minerality, a lot more oily, viscous, kind of good juice. But this has got those Smartie fruit notes that you love in Dickel without the minerality. But I'm not picking up the stuff I don't like. Lots of red fruits, almost like a strawberry raspberry note. Caramel, hint of leather. Candied Smarties, but in a really good way. That's the big note that I'm getting on this, man. This is a delicious bourbon. Drinks really easy for 111 proof is what the proof is on this. I'm going to give the palate a 0.8. I am loving it. Thank God it doesn't have that George Dickel minerality that everybody hates. If you were a little worried that this has Dickel in it and it was going to be like Discovery 5, I think you're safe. It's a safe bet to buy the Discovery 6 series. It's really, really good. Okay, moving on to the body. So it is oily, viscous. You know, it's got a lot of aged stuff in there. 68% of this is that 12-year Kentucky, where we don't know where it's coming from. And then 17-year Tennessee and a 7-year MGP. So it does have some body. It does have some heft to it. Really nice. I will say the more you drink it, the less of the body you feel. It starts to feel like it gets a little bit more thin, which is kind of weird, but it's not thin. That's not what I mean. But I would bet if you had this up next to some other 110 proofers like Russell's Reserve or something, this might feel a little thin next to those. So it's better than average. We're not going to give it up to the 0.8, 0.9 levels. We're going to give the body a 0.7. All right, moving on to the finish. Nice peppery spice, no bitterness, really sweet. Better than average finish, but it's not crazy long. You know, again, this is one of those that we're not into the 0.8, 0.9s where it just blows you away. But I do like the peppery spice on the back end of that. We're going to give the finish a 0.7. All right, let's discuss value. Bardstown Discovery Series, always higher priced. I got this for $130, which I think is SRP on this. So yeah, it's an expensive bottle. Beautiful bottle, beautiful packaging. Bardstown Bourbon Company, if you ever go there, is kind of the hipster bourbon company. I mean, even their rick houses scream hipster. So you're going to pay premium for their higher end sourced products. But there is some 11-year, 17-year juice in here, 111 proof. Absolutely delicious bottle. I think it's valued just right. It doesn't feel like I'm stealing it. It doesn't feel like I gave away my money. So we're going to give the value a 0.5, just an average score. All right, guys, that brings our total score for Bardstown Bourbon Company's Discovery 6 bourbon to a 4.05, making it just bunker worthy. I think this is a bunker worthy bottle. I think it just creeps into that. It could be what I do for Bourbon of the Year is I take my 5 favorite bourbons that I can find on the shelf for SRP. So this qualifies, found it on the shelf for SRP. And then I send it to my top 5 Patreon members, and we do a crowdsourced Bourbon of the Year. They don't know what they're tasting. This might be in the running for it. It's that good. It's really good. It's a bottle I was able to find on the shelves. It checks all the boxes. The palate's great. The body, the finish, the nose is superb. Doesn't have any of that Dickel minerality. If you were turned off by Discovery 5, give Discovery 6 a chance. I think it's really good, and it might be in my Bourbon of the Year running for this year. Really good. Great job, Bardstown. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, you can join our Patreon crew for as little as $2 a month. Until next time, cheers, everybody.